805 903 1974. Yep. Great. We'll pull you right up. Thank you.
Secret Agent Man.
Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy.
Oh, was that on? That was out loud?
On. Yeah, that was good.
That was good, man.
You're good at that.
I love when an agent calls in. This is just cool.
It is very cool. Trying to coordinate. And thank you to our partners, McPhee's Grill of Templeton. McPhee's Grill, hometown cooking through and through at in Templeton, California. 805-434-3204, McPhee'sGrill.com. And Mr. Ian McPhee will be joining us later in the studio. And we're going to go right to the phones.
Joe, are you with us? Or is this Austin? Who's with us?
Austin's here.
Austin, how are you?
Hi, Austin.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Hey,
you
are the hottest rookie on tour. 16th in the Fed Up Cup standings. You're 108th world ranking. You know all these things, right? This stuff about you. You played in 22 events, made 18 cuts, 1.6 million, which is about as much Mike made so far this year.
Yeah.
Including a win and 3 top tens. You are amazing. What a great year. Are you pinching yourself, or is this something you expected?
Based on what I did in the past before I had my PGA card, I expected good play, but I didn't think a win would come that quick, and I would be playing the Masters my rookie season.
I know. I was just going to mention, going back a couple years ago, when you got your card, you said, I love the freedom and fun of golf, as well as traveling to all these incredible venues on the tour. Well, you're about to go to one of the best venues ever in a couple of weeks. Congratulations.
I am.
Congratulations.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
Hey, many other players that we've talked to won the first time. They've said immediately when they won that one of their first thoughts, when they could catch their breath was, hey, I'm going to the Masters. Did that happen with you?
Yeah, there was definitely that feeling for sure. I think it took a couple of days, but, once I realized that I won and I'm going to Augusta and I get into, the players and a good jump on the FedEx Cup, and it was just so many emotions in one.
And the PGA Championship and, a couple of years exception. This is cool stuff, man. So, hey, you I know you just mentioned you never imagined getting the Masters so soon. Are you allowed to go now and practice?
I am, yeah. I went last I went Wednesday.
That is
down for the day to practice.
Well, I'd like to tell you, but Mike and I both were there a couple years ago. We were in the Masters a couple years ago. We got through the gates, anyways.
We were patrons.
And I tell you what, one thing, buddy, we'd love to come. Wish we were there this year now that Austin's going. So,
what was your first thought, Austin, when you got there practicing just recently? What were your feelings?
What can I and can't I do? I don't want to get in trouble to get kicked out of this place.
That's the first thing we thought.
That's awesome.
But no, it was so green and pretty, and it was a cloudy, cold day that day, but it was beautiful.
Well, you know what? And I was reading about you, and it's a great story. And you were known as Monday Qualifying Warrior, which is back when you were getting your card. Can you explain to the listeners what that means? Because the pressure and the challenges of Monday qualifying is amazing, and you did it all the time. And is that basically what propelled you because of your qualifying on Mondays that got you your card?
Yeah, I think so. It helped lead to a web.com card or a more secure web.com card than I had. Monday qualifiers for the PGA, they're anywhere from 100 to 150 guys, and you all go out, play 18 holes, and the top 4 scores get into the event. And that one year I was 4 out of 5 getting into events on the Monday qualifiers. And it's tough. You can go out and you can do Monday qualifiers all year long and average 67 or 68, and you won't get in a single time.
Isn't that amazing?
Just because,
wow.
Yeah, and so it really, if you're playing good golf, that doesn't mean you're going to get in. So it can be hard on the mind, but luckily that year for me, I was successful and was able to get in a few of them.
Well, I read that you said you were just focused on making a bunch of birdies and eagles, and obviously you're still doing that because you're ranked 15th or something in birdies so far this year on the tour. You make a lot of birdies, man, and it's obvious with your records so far. I don't know if being Rookie of the Year has been part of your goal, but you're sure on the way for that to happen. Is that something you set out to when you got your card and you started? Were you thinking I could be Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, that was, I after the first 4 events with my caddy, those were the web finals. I told him that one of my goals was to be Rookie of the Year, and in my mind, that was a very realistic goal. I just knew from kind of my track record prior to having a PGA card that I knew I could play out here with these guys. And I think just starting off the season, I had a little advantage to most of the rookies just with experience and comfort. And that was, right now it's a very realistic goal, but there's still a lot of golf to be played, and there's still a lot of great rookies. So anybody can play good for a few weeks, and I just look forward to making a deep run. If I play well and make a deep run into the FedEx Cup playoffs, I think I have a good chance of getting Rookie of the Year.
Well, if you do, you promise to call back so we can celebrate together? If you make that?
I can do that.
Okay, that would be cool.
Be awesome.
Hey, your life had to have changed after winning through the RSM Classic. Now that you've got, the weight off your shoulders, if you will, and I can't even comprehend it, but 2 years exemption, playing in the Masters, PGA, the Players. Does your life change a lot, especially on your planning? I mean, does it just like you deep breath now and you can kind of choose your road? How does that feel?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was actually one of the first things that went through my mind is now for 3 years I get to plan and not go whenever I get in, So it makes it a lot easier taking off weeks or saying, hey, my body is kind of fighting me right now. My wrist is giving me a little bit of issue. I could, physically I could keep playing, but I have the opportunity and I guess the luxury of being able to take off and not really hurt myself. So it's been a huge breath of fresh air, I guess, just being able to kind of sit down and make a schedule, things around hometown or certain events throughout the year that I know I like to make, what types of parties or whatever it may be. I know that I can plan and be home for some of those things and not just so last minute like I usually am.
I don't think people listening understand how important that is to a tour player and how having that in your pocket, if you will, how cool it is, because it is hard out there, man. So don't you miss the Monday qualifying? I mean, don't you want us to go back and play Mondays anymore?
Not at all. No chance.
That's great.
Hey, you've had the pleasure of playing. I was reading up about you, and I'm impressed. I'm a big fan now. I've never met you, Austin, but I'm a fan. You played with Mickelson, to mention a few, and countless other great players. Is there one player that you were most excited to be paired with that you can share, somebody that would you like, in awe of? I don't know if that's the right word or not, but was there somebody that stands out that you got to play with that was a pretty cool moment in your life?
I think, Phil's the biggest name that I've played with so far. So I would say that that was probably that moment. There are guys who, I look forward to being paired with. I think especially, now that Tiger's back, obviously he's one. I'm starting to catch myself being on the driving range or whatever it may be and seeing these great names and now going, okay, well, I've won. I've kind of proven myself, not quite like these guys have, but they've had a lot more time at it, and just feeling myself more comfortable out there, hitting balls next to these great guys or, just knowing I'm playing against them week in and week out. So I'm looking forward to seeing who all I get paired with this year and enjoyed every moment.
Joining us, Austin Cook, PGA Tour rookie. He is currently 16 in the FedEx Cup. I don't know if that's changed since I read this. He's 101 in the world ranking, which is absolutely amazing. Played 22 events so far, made 18 cuts, 1 win, 3 top 10s, bunch of money. I mean, really doing great. I believe, and I might be wrong, that if you're a champion on the tour, that you have different times or pairings on Thursday and Friday. Do they pair you with other winners? Is that fair to say, or is that how it works?
Yes, there's 3 different categories that they tee us off in. And kind of the web category is in their own category, and they get to last like 4 or 5 tee times. And then you have past winners, and then I think like lifetime members or something like that.
Very cool.
So the first, Group A, B, and C, and I think now I went from Group C to Group A with that win, and it definitely helps. You get earlier tee times out there when the course is a little more fresh, not so much spiked up, and you get to play with guys who are veterans and who have won or who have been out there for many years. So it's nice to be able to play with those guys and kind of pick their brains.
And I brought this up because, obviously the galleries are a lot different in that group, but if you could pick another player to be paired with every Thursday and Friday each week, is there somebody out there that you really enjoy playing with, that you've become buddies with, that it's very comfortable to play? Is there somebody out there you can mention?
There's a lot of guys that way. Prior to this year, I would have probably said Jonathan Wagner. I know I played with him a couple times whenever, I played with him in Houston on Sunday that day. And, later, after that event, whenever I'd get into one, he would always come up and say, hey, or great job, or whatever. And he's a great guy, and he was a lot of fun for me just to talk with and get to know. But so many guys out on tour are great guys, and I would enjoy playing with about 90% of them.
That's a nice thing to say, because I always wondered. I just always wondered. There's somebody that the chemistry is good, and you're with this guy, and there might be some. I mean, if you're paired with Tiger on Sunday at the Masters, that could be kind of fun. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. It's not necessarily like there's a lot of guys that I like that I wouldn't necessarily want to play with just because they're slow or their style of play. It's just not, something that I want to see for a while. But that doesn't mean I don't like the guy. So there's multiple things that go into it, whether you like them or not.
Right. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to ask. So you mentioned, that's something that a lot of golfers face when they play with people they like them, might be their best friend, but when they play on the course, they play a little slower. They do things a little differently. How do you stay focused? I mean, you're out there for a long time. How do you stay focused if you get paired up with somebody like that?
You just do your best to, stick to your game and just really not watch them and not, pay attention to the things that bother you or the things that you're not a fan of, the slow play or whatever. Sometimes it's hard, especially if it is slow play, because it's, you're over at your ball ready to hit and you can't because they're still taking their time. But, you just do your best to not really give it any attention and just stay focused on what you're doing.
Makes sense. Again, joining us here on Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy, Austin Cook, PGA Tour player, rookie year on the tour. What now that you've won on tour, Austin, can you share some of your maybe short-term and or long-term goals that you have?
Yeah, short-term, win again. Coming into this year, I wanted to try and play all four majors. Obviously, I knew I had to win to get into the Augusta, but I've done that. Now I'm looking forward to trying and get into the U.S. Open and the British Open. And long-term goals are just to continue to win, continue to get better. Another short one is Rookie of the Year. That's one thing that I really want is Rookie of the Year. And but other long terms are just win a major sometime down the road. Put myself in contention in all the majors, or I just really want to try and win the FedEx Cup as well. So a lot of goals, but some they're all reachable.
Absolutely, and that's how it's done. If you don't have the goals, you can't get to them.
Exactly.
So a lot of the tour players I know and have read about have a team, and Jordan always says it's we. He has a team that he works with. Do you have a consistent caddy? I know I read that what I read through you look like you had two different caddies at two different times. I might be wrong, but I thought I saw two different names. Or do you have a caddy now that you work with, or a team that you're working with that's consistent?
Yeah, I have a consistent caddy. A lot of guys they travel with or have in their group. Their swing coach, their putting coach, their mental coach, their physio, their trainer, and that's what Jordan means by team is, you have this group around you whenever you're home on your off weeks, working on your body or your skills, trying to get better. But yeah, I have, my group of people who help me in my career and in certain aspects of my, job. And, it's definitely a team effort. You can't do, this on your own.
Mike has a similar team that follows him around every week, don't you, Mike?
Yeah, it's called my wife and my two kids.
Well, Austin, we can't thank you enough for taking the time. Congratulations on an amazing start.
Yeah,
we have
definitely
high confidence that you will be Rookie of the Year. We're big fans. Wish you continued success, and thank you for coming on. Call us after you win the Masters, too. Will you do that? Do us a favor, and don't forget the little guy.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a great day. Thanks for your time, Austin.
Really appreciate your time.
Sounds good.
See you. Bye-bye. All right, there you have it. We had Austin Cook, PGA Tour player, rookie season, got a lot to look forward to.
How cool is that for life? You know, his
I
life
love
is,
interviewing guys like that because now you can follow them.
I know.
We'll follow him during the season and see what happens.
He's going to be my pick
Nikki
every week.
Nikki has the boys every year that she caddies for.
That's true.
Who was it? It was Berger one year.
Yeah.
Daniel Berger.
Yeah, it was Xander.
And then you had a
this
crush
year.
on one
And
of the-
Xander this year.
Who's the guy you had with the really handsome Stenson? No, it wasn't Stenson.
No, Brendan Steele.
Steele. Yeah, Brandon. Is he
The
still,
man of steel.
Is he still calling you? Or texting? Well, anyways, how great is life Austin's got? He worked so hard. I mean, he's
I know,
just
it's
persevered
cool.
through the different tours. He missed his tour card by one shot. I don't want to say 15. I'm not sure of that, but I know. So, but he came back and just money qualified it up and got himself into the web and did great, top 10 or something in that. I think 6th maybe, and then now he's on the tour, and look what he's doing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Huge story.
Absolutely amazing. Well, with that, we're going to take our second break. I want to remind you guys that Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy is brought to you by the Paso Robles Golf Club. Multi-million-dollar renovation. You check them out online at PasoRoblesGolfClub.com. Tee times, 805-238-4722. Also, music every Wednesday night at 5:30. Visit PasoRoblesGolfClub.com to check out the lineup. Also, Mighty Green Organic Carpet Cleaners, MightyGreenCarpetCleaners.com. Check out Mark and the crew. They do a great job. Call them at 805-400-7267. That's MightyGreenCarpetCleaners.com. With that, we'll take our second break. You guys stay with us. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on the Golf Talk Radio Network.